think sort of the pivotal moment for me in the business was like the thing that, oh man, I don't know. So basically it got to the point where, building 4 apps at once and doing all those things, it's a lot of pressure, right? To do that and then to also try to help run a business, you know what I mean? And there's only so much help he can offer on that side, and only so much help I can offer him on the other side. And there was a period of time where I actually had to take like a month off because I just basically broke down. And that's a side of the story that you never really hear from people. But it was pretty ugly. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't giving myself work-life balance. I was saying, yeah, we go to the office 9 to 5, but then you go home and you still code for 4 hours or you do whatever. You don't understand that the toll that you're taking on yourself. So work-life balance, getting that in the picture early is better. And I think that that's something I'd love to communicate to people, because you can only do so much. You don't understand sometimes that you're overdoing it until you break, until you start having a panic attack, an anxiety attack day after day, whatever it is, that happens to you as a result of that breakdown. You just don't want to go through that if you don't have to, right? So
for you, like on the other side of that, right? And that kind of transparency is what this is all about, right? Like, it's so funny. We look at the front of people's resumes, but what really is most inspiring to us is the back, right? Like all the stuff, like nobody gets through this unscathed, right? Sure. Creating a life of meaning. So you have this breakdown, or you have this thing where you say, okay, I got to just get out of here for a while. What are you doing different? What are your life practices now?
My life practices now are like, I do mindfulness meditation. I try to do yoga, but I'm not very flexible. I try to take time out for myself now.
So what does that look like? Give me a day. Like, walk us through a day that feels more right for you now.
So now in the morning I wake up and I do at least a half an hour of cardio every morning, because I heard that helps, right? And so it actually feels good. You finish exercising and you feel, you start the day feeling like you just took a big weight off. So then you go into work and you're already like feeling good. You feel good about yourself. You feel fit. You feel comfortable. You don't have to be anxious because your heart's not going to explode. You're 29 years old, kind of thing.
We both have that heart issue.
Yeah.
We think our hearts are going to
explode. Yeah, we're babies.
No, it's when like your body's trying to give you a sign, right? Like we're these holistic things, right? We were created to give the owner some idea of like, this isn't working for me. Okay, so you do cardio, then what are your other practices?
Then I go to work and get there, and I really like the days that I get to code, so I'll go in and code for a few hours, and then I'll go and just kind of walk around the office, and I'll make a point to take little breaks where I can actually I can start to feel myself building up with stress if too many things are coming at me at once. Now one of the practices I do that we have people to help us is I delegate. You know what I mean? So I say, hey, I know that I could do this, but could you help me with this because it might be overdoing it. Right. If I do this and I do that, I might put myself in a bad situation. And it's so important to exercise self-care and provide yourself self-care. So many people don't understand what that really means. And for a long time, I didn't even know what that meant for me. But self-care could be...
You can feel it. Like, you know when, okay, I can feel anxiety rising here.
And self-care might be taking an hour and just, or not even an hour, taking like 20 minutes and just listening to a few songs on your favorite album just alone. You know what I mean? Or going home after work and writing some guitar parts. We spend so much time in this rigid, logical side of us when we're in business that you forget that you have this entire creative side that you have to nurture too. And if you don't do that,
human doing versus being. We talk about that in Rockstar, right? Like it's become robotic, right? We're these high performing, doings. Being is the whole spiritual element's almost gotten out of the conversation.
Right. Yeah, but you do that for so long, you crash. So my daily practices now are to try to stop anything bad from happening. So it's more so like, oh, I know when to pump the brakes now, right? But I had to learn that the hard way, and hopefully somebody's listening to this that's like, you know, completely running themselves ragged right now and is going to say, oh, I should pump the brakes now before it's too late.
I love that, like, the self-awareness to pump the brakes